The Unseen Crisis, a deep dive into homelessness in the Sunshine State. Florida, often envisioned as a sun-drenched paradise of theme parks and pristine beaches, harbors a stark and growing crisis beneath its glittering surface. The state's homeless population represents a complex, multifaceted challenge driven by an unprecedented housing affordability crisis, systemic governance issues, and the escalating impacts of climate change. To understand homelessness in Florida is to look beyond the statistics and confront the harsh reality of life without shelter for tens of thousands of residents. The numbers and the people behind them. The scope of homelessness in Florida is substantial and growing. According to a 2025 University of Florida report, an estimated 29,848 individuals are homeless in the state, representing a 14% increase since 2022. This figure includes more than 23,000 sheltered and unsheltered individuals, alongside over 6,000 unaccompanied youth. The situation is even more alarming for families, with a 28% increase in family homelessness over 3 years. An estimated 44,234 families with children are homeless, many of whom are doubled up with others or living in hotels and motels. These statistics are not just numbers, they represent a diverse population. In Tallahassee, data reveals that a significant portion of the homeless are children, 18.8%, veterans, and survivors of domestic violence. The racial disparity is pronounced, with 69% of the served population being Black. Furthermore, the face of homelessness is changing. More seniors are becoming cost-burdened, and a growing number of first-time homeless individuals are entering the system, even as the overall count remains stable in some areas. This suggests that while some progress is made in providing beds and housing, the flow of people into homelessness continues unabated. The legislative and governance response. In response to visible homelessness, Florida has taken a contested legislative path. In October 2024, House Bill 1365 came into effect, prohibiting counties and municipalities from allowing public camping or sleeping on public property. The law mandates that local governments either enforce the ban or designate specific public property for temporary camping for a maximum of 1 year, a process laden with stringent conditions and requiring certification from the Department of Children and Families. Critics argue that this legislation does not address the root cause, a lack of affordable housing, but instead criminalizes homelessness. The University of Miami Race and Social Justice Review points out that the law's requirements for designated campsites, such as providing restrooms, running water, and behavioral health services, place a heavy financial and logistical burden on local governments without providing state funding. This may lead to an increase in the unsheltered population, which already represents 54% of the state's homeless individuals, as people are simply pushed from public view rather than into stable housing. At the federal level, proposed policy changes from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, could further destabilize the system. HUD is considering moving away from the Housing First model, which prioritizes providing permanent housing without preconditions, toward a treatment-first approach that requires sobriety or program participation before housing is offered. Experts warn this change, coupled with funding cuts, could make thousands more homeless. In Florida, it is estimated that nearly 4,000 people could be at risk of losing housing, with a projected reduction of $57 million toward permanent supportive housing programs. The human cost: surviving in an inhospitable climate. For those living unsheltered, the challenges are immediate and life-threatening. A study published in BMC Public Health on people experiencing homelessness, PH, in Orlando vividly illustrates the survival strategies used during extreme heat. Florida's sweltering summers turn the state into a hazard zone for those without shade or air conditioning. Residents report relying on fragile, improvised coping mechanisms like shifting shade, wetting clothing, and riding air-conditioned buses for relief. Barriers to formal cooling centers are significant, including restrictive identification rules, transportation issues, and the threat of police displacement, leading to mistrust of institutional systems. The consequences are severe: dehydration, sleep disruption, and exacerbation of chronic illness, including cardiovascular disease and mental health conditions. This leads to a disproportionate number of heat-related illnesses and deaths among the unhoused, making extreme heat a socially produced crisis that magnifies existing inequities. The scope of the problem. Substance use disorders are a significant issue within Florida's homeless population. The 2023 point-in-time count identified 3,766 individuals experiencing homelessness who had a substance use disorder. In certain regions, the rates are even higher. A 2024 Pinellas County report indicated that 18.3% of its homeless population reported having a substance use disorder. This intersects directly with the state's severe drug crisis. In 2020, fentanyl accounted for the highest number of drug-related fatalities in Florida, with 5,302 deaths, followed by cocaine with 2,400 recorded deaths. A critical intersection. The evidence is clear. Homelessness and addiction in Florida are not separate problems, but are two sides of the same coin. While the number of homeless individuals with substance use disorders is a clear statistic, the crisis is fundamentally about human cost. As one advocate, who lost her son to addiction, poignantly stated, the opioid settlement funds used for programs like the Tiny Homes Initiative were paid with human loss. The ongoing challenge for Florida is to move beyond addressing symptoms and invest in stable, supportive housing as the cornerstone of effective recovery and an end to the cycle of homelessness. Conclusion: homelessness in Florida is a crisis born of economic failure, legislative conflict, and environmental vulnerability. It is the product of a booming population, soaring housing costs, and a safety net that is fraying at the edges. While short-term measures like shelters and anti-camping laws address the symptoms, they fail to provide the durable, permanent solution that is required: an investment in accessible, affordable housing. As climate change accelerates and housing costs continue to rise, the Sunshine State must face the reality that its future prosperity depends on ensuring dignity and shelter for all its residents.